Hey everybody, how's it going? Josh here, and today we're going to talk about Dr. Savannah from Shazam. Now, Dr. Savannah in this upcoming Shazam movie is heavily, if not entirely, based upon the New 52 version of the character instead of the pre-New 52 version of the character, who is a lot different, both in appearance and also kind of behavior and things like that. Now, getting into the New 52 Dr. Savannah's origins, this version of Dr. Savannah is a bit different than the previous version because in this one, he is a world-renowned scientist known globally as one of the top minds, just like Lex Luthor is one of the top minds. Dr. Savannah's up there, and in the pre-New 52, Dr. Savannah was always one of those characters that was so smart, the science he did was borderline magic. I mean, there's a really great panel in a comic, hopefully I could find it and put it on the screen, that I really love, where Dr. Savannah says a math equation and it allows him to basically walk through walls and he gets out of jail that way. I mean, just kind of cartoony science like that. In the New 52, he's one of the world's leading minds and he ends up going towards magic instead of science eventually because his family becomes sick and he can't find a cure for their disease with science, so he hopes magic will have the answers. And he starts looking into different mythologies and religions, and you can find magic being used that he believes there has to be some sort of factual base for, and eventually he comes upon the legend of Black Adam. So upon hearing about Black Adam and reading about Black Adam, he eventually learns about the Rock of Eternity and comes to believe that this could be what helps find a cure, or at least with magic at least, leads to saving his family. So he starts heavily investing his time, his energy into discovering, alright, where is Black Adam, where is Rock of Eternity, things like that, because it's obviously a pretty important thing to him. Now, around this time, coincidentally enough, was when the Wizard of Shazam was trying to find his new champion, and before he found Billy Batson, he kept trying to find different people that he thought would be, I guess you could say, worthy. Hearing these kind of rumors and hearing these different stories all around the world of this wizard, it reminded Dr. Savannah of the legends of Black Adam. So it made him feel like these legends must be real, because you gotta remember, this is the same world that has Superman, the Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, so something like this is a lot more believable than it would be in the real life world. So Dr. Savannah decides to heavily actually investigate his time and energy into looking into the myth of Black Adam, hoping that he can find either Black Adam or maybe even the wizard to hopefully save his family. A few months later, Dr. Savannah and now a team of researchers is discovering not only the tomb of Black Adam, which is about 45 miles north of Baghdad, but also seemingly instructions on freeing Black Adam. But unfortunately, Dr. Savannah couldn't really read the language, no one could understand it. And when he tries opening the tomb, he gets hit by a bolt of lightning. Now, this lightning is magical lightning, and it allows Dr. Savannah to see magic and also read certain magical languages, interpret things of magic that before people just couldn't comprehend. And this not only tells him how to free Black Adam, but allows him to, in general, as he says in the panel, see magic. This is actually a really cool moment for the character, not really in general, but just for the character, because it's a pretty defining moment. Now, Dr. Savannah from this point ends up going deeper into Black Adam's tomb. Now being able to see magic and interpret magic and interact with magic, Dr. Savannah is able to say the word Shazam, which actually ends up freeing Black Adam. And from there, Black Adam ends up taking Savannah with him, and they try heading to the Rock of Eternity. And that's really kind of the bulk of his origin as it pertains and probably will pertain to the Shazam movie. Now, the one difference I can clearly note between the Shazam movie and Dr. Savannah in the New 52 comics is the fact that Dr. Savannah doesn't have powers necessarily in the comics that we've seen so far, besides him being able to quote-unquote see magic. Besides having that extraordinary ability to see magic in the way he can, there's really nothing different about him. He's really smart, I guess you could say he's a top tier mind, and maybe in further interpretations of the character in the New 52 verse, that is kind of now the rebirth verse in comics, maybe we'll see more abilities he now has more akin to the previous Dr. Savannah. And I guess just to go into those kind of characteristics and abilities, this Dr. Savannah, like I said before earlier in the video, can do ridiculous stuff. He can basically say math equations and go through walls. Pretty much he has such advanced science that's basically like magic, and even in certain interpretations of the character, he ends up being able to use magic to a certain extent, but usually it's just him using science to manipulate magic, or using science to a certain level that it's just like magic, or at least replicates the same abilities others can do with magic, such as Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. But comment below your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about Dr. Savannah? Are you interested in Dr. Savannah? Like I said before, in the movie, it definitely looks like he has extra abilities. It actually looks like he has abilities similar to Black Adam and Shazam, more so than he does to his New 52 counterpart or his previous counterpart, and that actually does also fit in line with the comics, because there's been comics where he either steals Captain Marvel's powers or is able to replicate Captain Marvel's powers. And it kind of seems like he can do that in the movie because we see him shoot lightning, fly, and also hand-to-hand fight one-on-one against Shazam. But comment below, and we'll see you guys later.